Hello and good evening. Welcome to Newsline, your premier destination for anything news and indeed everything in between. I am Claire Adelabu Abdurazak, your pilot. Tonight, our lineup is strewn with captivating stories that span the spectrum of our life and culture. Now, our team of dedicated reporters will bring you real-life stories, compelling narratives that are shaping our world right here and right now. Now, let me whet your appetite a bit with some contents on the line tonight. Strange and extraordinary happenings around us continue to defy explanations and can only be left to our imagination. Now, for 2 consecutive weeks, Bayelsa State has been thrown into mourning. Newsline will feature the tragic but preventable death of 7 young men in Amarata community in Yenagoa. But we also have on the line tonight stories that inspire, stories that make us proud, stories of triumph, personal achievements. Now, from the bustling streets of Abuja to the serene atmosphere of Kano, Newsline will feature thought-provoking news on twists of fate. These are stories that remind us of the resilience of the Nigerian spirit. And so, tonight, Newsline will join the people of Delta State in celebration of courage and determination of a Nigerian woman who has shattered stereotypes by successfully completing an awe-inspiring solo ride across 12 African states. Now, in the vast expanse of the cyberspace, a silent, creepy war is going on. Indeed, it's raging between determined scammers and everyday online users. But tonight, karma strikes in a twist of karma. And in the heart of Kano, under the brilliant hues of a setting sun, spectacular wedding ceremonies unfold in a dazzling intertwine of culture and tradition. And so Newsline will feature some of those dazzling weddings that showcase our vibrant cultures that unite us. Stay on the line as we will also bring you a wedding ceremony intertwined by faith and celebrated with love in Zamfara State. All right, permit me now to hand over the baton to our resident queen, Elizabeth Omori. Elizabeth, I'm sure you have something truly regal in store for us tonight. I'm just wondering, what's the crown jewel of your news?
All right, actually, I have so much, quite a number of them, but we will give you the biggest news of the day as we progress. Thank you so much for joining us on the news segment. The National Examination Council, NECO, has witnessed some reforms which have now placed it in its rightful place amongst examination bodies in the world. NECO's Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Professor Ibrahim Dandata Ushishi, received a pat on the back for this feat from former Nigerian leaders, Generals Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and Abdusalami Abubakar. Fatima Ali reports.
The National Examination Council, NECO, since its inception in 1999, has continued to play a crucial role in the educational development of Nigeria and serve as a stepping stone to shaping the careers of its teeming youths. However, the National Examination Body has in time past faced with challenges hindering its optimal performance, which ranges from dearth of basic facilities, logistics, to absence of decent office accommodation in most states of the Federation. On its assumption of office 3 years ago as Registrar and Chief Executive NECO, Professor Denteni Ibrahim Bushishi initiated reforms through judicious use of resources which have helped in surmounting the challenges and giving it the right impetus to deliver on its mandates seamlessly. Why are the hilltop residences of the 2 former Nigerian leaders? The NECO boss say the examination body is moving towards computerization of its activities with the introduction of softwares for validation of results, e-posting calendar for staff assignments, and e-softwares for nomination of supervisors, as well as increased remuneration for examiners and supervisors for effective operations of examinations.
So far we have examines from the year 2000. We have examined more than 34 million youths in this country. So many of them are professionals, so many of them are professors, so many of them are in so many fields.
It is as a result of this remarkable achievement of the council's boss that the former Nigerian leaders, Generals Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and Abu Salami Abubakar, gave the NECO chief executive a pat on his back.
I'm sure with the supportive role of all your directors and staff, I'm sure NECO will grow from place to place. And I say amen to your prayers that NECO has come to stay.
The NECO management was also at the palace of the Emir of Mina, Umaru Faruk Bago, who expressed satisfaction with the performance of Professor Wushishi since his assumption of office. Fatima Aliyu, NTA News.
Into one of our big stories tonight, President Bola Tinubu says he will continue to take bold and courageous decisions that will unlock potential of the country for current and future generations. The president was speaking in Lagos at the official flag-off of the 15 trillion Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which he believes will enhance the maritime economic activities in the country. State House correspondent Musbah Danwahab will bring us details in the course of this bulletin. Still on inaugurations in Lagos, Nigeria's status as the largest economy in Africa is gaining more mileage under the Tinubu administration, with the official flag-off of the 700 kilometers Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which is expected to serve as a springboard to unprecedented economic development. Joel Kokola will also bring us details in the course of the bulletin. Now to housing, the federal government says it will continue to provide the vision and political will necessary to make a difference in the delivery of affordable and quality housing to Nigerians. Housing and Urban Development Minister Ahmed Musa Dangiwa stated this at the groundbreaking of 250 renewed hope estates in Gombe. Nafsat Umar Garba reports.
The Renewed Hope Cities and Estate, launched by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, hopes to reduce the housing deficit in Nigeria by delivering 50,000 housing units in the first phase. For Gombe State, 4.2 billion naira is earmarked for the construction of 250 housing estates. With this program, both the federal and state governments plan to unlock the massive potentials of housing development to create jobs, uplift lives, and boost economic development.
We have started our Renewed Hope. We have just launched down the groundbreaking for the Renewed Hope Estate, because the governor laid the foundation. All the housing institutions under the federal government are also working collaboratively together in order to enhance their performance and ensure that they find affordable houses nationwide.
Governor Inwayahia said the Renewed Hope Housing Initiative aligns with his administration's vision of providing affordable houses to people of the state and therefore deserve every support.
I feel happy that the project is coming up right on time and it has tied to the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
The governor led the minister to inspect ongoing construction of 550 housing estates at the Shango Garden layout, a project jointly developed by Gombe State Government and Family Homes Fund. Nefisa Umar Garba, NTA News.
And we're not done with infrastructure developments. Governor Umar Namadi has performed the foundation laying for the construction of the permanent site of the College of Nursing Sciences and Midwifery in Hadejia. Mohammed Musa Askira brings us details.
Building the permanent sites of the College of Nursing Sciences and Midwifery in Hadejia, Governor Umar Namadi notes is in line with the administration's 12-point agenda of ensuring training of enough medical professionals to cater for the health needs of more than 7.5 people living in the state. Apart from this, the governor says situating the college in Hadejia is to ensure equal distribution of tertiary institutions across the state.
Our administration will continue to be informed by the principle of good governance, equity, social justice. Primarily, we hope to pursue transformative agenda across all sectors for sustained improvement in the socio-economic well-being of the entire people of our dear state.
We are calling on everyone. This school is not built only for people of Hadija, but for all the people of Jigawa State and the entire country.
His Excellency has approved the commencement of social insurance cover to at least 500 vulnerable persons in all the 287 wards of the 27 local governments of the state, with an advance of 1 billion naira already credited to the Ministry of Health for this purpose.
Health is one of the sectors receiving priority attention of the Mala Umar Namadi administration, like agriculture, education and youth empowerment, among others. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Away from infrastructure development, as airlift of Nigerian intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj progresses across the country, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria is reassuring that the exercise will be completed in record time. Correspondent Jamil Ibrahim reports.
The airlift of the Nigerian intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj, which was launched in Kebbi State barely 2 weeks ago, has continued to progress steadily across the country. More than 18,000 of the pilgrims have been so far airlifted to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. About 10,000 of the pilgrims are now in Medina, while the remaining others have been moved to Mecca preparatory to the commencement of this year's Hajj rites.
Total number so far that arrived.
This is the coordinator of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria and Medina, Ibrahim Mahmoud, briefing newsmen shortly after he has convened a critical meeting with some other Nahkon officials and the Islamic scholars to review the exercise and to chart a way forward.
We have been doing our best, inshallah, and we are also getting cooperation from the Saudi authorities, and so far we have also been getting cooperation with the pilgrims. So that is what makes our works very smooth and seamless.
The NACO's zonal coordinator, who expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the Nigerian pilgrims so far in Medina, enjoins them to maintain the tempo.
They should not engage in whatever that will tarnish the image of Nigeria, because they are the representative of Nigeria, so they should be law-abiding and good ambassadors.
As more batches of the Nigerian contingent for the 2024 Hajj continue to arrive in Medina, the Nahkon reassured that the airlift of all the prospective pilgrims to the Holy Land will be completed in record time. From the holy city of Medina in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jamil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now let's talk culture. Promotion of traditions and positive values, custodians of culture say, is the only way to preserve cultural identities for the sake of posterity. This was the message at a forum to commemorate 2024 International Day of Museums, where papers presented actually highlighted the importance of museums for education and research. Historians say raise awareness, foster understanding, and aid appreciation of diverse cultures. These objectives informed the annual celebration of the International Day of Museum, and Nigeria is committed to this. This celebration focuses on education and research, emphasizing the crucial role of cultural institutions in delivering a comprehensive educational experience for the younger generation.
So with digitization, we started 3D scanning of a lot of the artifacts. What that does is it allows you to basically experience an object anywhere in the world.
Besape of Garki, who reiterated the need for parents and educational institutions to instill morals in the youth, noted that social vices can be curbed when the right values are taught.
The government of the day must try all her possible to discourage some of this culture that are being copied.
For speakers, the promotion of local languages from cradle and instilling of virtues of tolerance and respect are key. You're still watching the news on NTA. Let's take a breather. Thanks for staying with us. And here is the crown of the jewel of our news. Now, earlier we told you that President Bola Tinubu had flagged off the 15 trillion naira Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which he believes will enhance the maritime economic activities of the country. State House correspondent Musbah Danwahab will now bring us details.
The dream to have the only coastal highway in Nigeria is gradually materializing, and the journey of a 700-kilometer concrete road has begun with 3 kilometers already paved and driven on by the initiator. When completed, motorists would drive through the 9 coastal states in the country like this. It is an ambition already in the works. The superhighway is designed to alternate between 6 and 10 lanes.
All the 3 legacy projects of Mr. President, they all have train tracks. Lagos Calabar has train tracks at the middle, 25 meters width. The rest of the other 2 have train tracks by the side, and they are all procured in 6 and way occasion demands in 10 lanes.
The whole Nigeria in very bold.
Rolling out the potential social and economic benefits, which would include direct and indirect jobs, trade opportunities for thousands of people, and tourism development amongst others. President Tinubu says this is more than just a road project.
It's a symbol of hope, unity, and prosperity. It will connect communities, bring prosperity to people, create opportunity for millions.
Promising more transformative endeavors for the development and prosperity of Nigeria, President Tinubu assured that a similar landmark road project, Badagry-Sokoto Highway, is equally under procurement activities. The first phase of a project, spanning over 47 kilometers, is expected to be completed within the first 24 months of this administration. From Lagos, Musbah Danwahab, NTA News.
In other news, the place of the youth as the architect whose hands are expected to forge a new Nigeria has always been part of national conversations. At a ceremony organized in their honor, the need for them to take ownership and build a prosperous nation took center stage again. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that the event is the second in the series lined up by the Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu to mark the first-year anniversary of President Bola Tinubu in office.
A chess master, a military amazon, an innovator, and a multitasking fashion designer on stage, sharing their insights on the role of youth in nation building. They are all Nigerian youths whose success, emerging from a lifetime of discipline, resilience, and breaking barriers, forms a common thread.
For the intellectual benefits.
With the theme becoming a pathway to success as their focus, they tell inspiring stories built around the need for determination, focus, and patriotism.
Was dropping out of school at the age of 10 because there was just no way to continue to pay tuition. It was in that time I found chess. And chess changed my life in many ways, not just for the intellectual benefits, but it gave me my first real identity, and it gave me a way to find ambition outside where I grew up.
There are so many people looking up to you to succeed. So whenever their names and their situation is being discussed, there will always be a point of reference that someone of this gender and child has done something good. So looking back, definitely no other choice but to keep on going. More young people in secondary school in particular look up to me and ask me, I know you studied law, you're a fashion designer now, how are you able to put those things together? So that keeps pushing me to tell this children that you can do anything. I mean, you can go to school and actually have a degree and decide to diversify later.
Now it's habits, and because it's habits, it's now become success. So don't waste your time trying to be a bad guy in school then when you leave school, you somehow become the guy everybody celebrates. Set the stage for your future now, especially those in secondary school, by being a person of good influence. Then, especially with social media.
Celebrating them and their legs, they put Nigeria on the world map with their accomplishments. Nigeria's First Lady Oluyemi Tinubu says the current administration is serious about youth inclusion and focused on creating enabling environment for them to thrive.
I urge us to keep believing in Nigeria. By the grace of God, we will witness the rebirth of a new nation that will take its rightful place among the community of nations. I urge you to continue striving for excellence, pushing boundaries, and never losing sight of the incredible potential that lies within you.
The youths have more to draw inspiration from. In the State House, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Thank you, Adeni. Now, with the official flag off of the 700 kilometers Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, which is expected to serve as a springboard to unprecedented economic development, Joel Okwola reports that many prospective investors are already thinking outside the box to maximize the gains of the project.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, and the President Bola Tinubu-led administration has taken bold steps to catapult the economy to its rightful place at the zenith among Committee of Nations. President Bola Tinubu, whose initiative when he was governor of Lagos State changed the narrative of the coastlines, attracting private sector investment that has continued to change the face of the littoral state, is very confident that this inauguration is the catalyst Nigerian economy has been waiting for. For the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment and stakeholders in the private sector, the economic gains cannot be overemphasized with its huge prospects for job creation and development.
This one single road alone will unlock millions of potentials for economic prosperity and diversity. So what we are seeing here is a historic moment, and I want to congratulate Nigerians. We have a president whose boldness is unlocking the country.
This is a project for Nigeria. Everybody should be proud of this project. It is a historic project, and the economic benefits are second to none. All the way from Lagos to Calabar, Bayelsa, Ondo, Ogun, and so on and so forth. I don't know, tourism will be great.
Local communities like Okunja are now going to be on the global stage.
We have a lot of hotels, tourism facilities in Okunja. We have the best along the coastal line at the moment. So we thank the government for this, and we're going to improve on it.
The road, which will run across 9 states, is expected to fast-track interconnectivity across the states and shorten travel time between Lagos and Calabar. In Lagos, Joel Okwola, NTA News.
Onward Together is the rallying cry that resonated through the pews this Sunday with a sermon that navigated the congregation through the values that have propelled the Navy to greatness in 68 years. Defense correspondent Najat Tijani reports that inspiring patriotism, the message inspired Nigerians to come together and embrace the values that make the nation great. Also drawing parallels between the Navy's core values and the Christian faith, the sermon highlights the importance of teamwork, discipline and sacrifice in moving Nigeria forward, which is the rallying cry of the Nigerian Navy. As the Navy turns 68, Nigerians are reminded of the ultimate sacrifices made by fallen heroes who gave their lives to protect territorial waters and promote regional peace and security. Their memories serve as shining beacons, guiding all towards a brighter future. To honor this legacy, The sermon urges all to stand united and work together towards a common goal. A bit from the judiciary, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi SAN has dragged the Attorneys General and Commissioners of Justice of the 36 states of the Federation before the Supreme Court over alleged inability of governors to put in place democratically elected officials at the local governments. Lateef Fagbemi SAN, on behalf of the federal government, instituted the action against the 36 states, primarily seeking full autonomy for local governments provided for in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. In the suit, Lateef Fagbemi SAN is praying the Supreme Court for an order permitting funds standing in the credits of local governments to be directly channeled to them from the Federation accounts, in line with the provisions of the Constitution, as against the alleged unlawful joint accounts created by governors. The Supreme Court has fixed Thursday, May 30, 2024 for hearing of the suits. And next, some sporting stories.